Hey guys, it's Brittany back with the Bosch blog, and I am excited to be back for the February plan with me for my bullet journal. Before we get too far into here, again, thank you so much for joining me. And if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. But let's move on. Everything I use in this video will be in the caption. So if you're like, hey, what kind of journal is that? It's really cool. Well, it's an art journal of B5 dot grid journal. And I really like it. It's got really thick pages, and that's what I really like. And I like the B5 size because it gives me some extra space. But for February, I kept things simple and obviously just went with a bunch of hearts because it's the month of love. So I did some fancy, I call this faux calligraphy. It's really my cursive writing, and I make my downstrokes thicker. So it's whatever. That's like a hack. But it looks alright because I can't do calligraphy. I've never taken the time to try. So and then just for my cover page, I just did a whole bunch of different colored hearts with my Tombow markers. And then I took one of my black fine liners or whatever they are, and I drew the black heart over them. And I thought it came out really cool. It's really simple and it just works. I'm pleased with it, and I didn't make any mistakes. So that's always good. The next page is my calendar spread. Again, I love doing a big calendar so I can see where I am in my life. I always count everything out with pencil, and you can't really see the pencil marks too well on the video, but I do count it out with pencil, and then I just go over it with my pen. You will see on a later, like the next page, where I did not plan out with my pencil, and I made a mistake. But I always start my week on Monday, and I don't know why. I don't really think that's an American thing. I don't know if any country technically starts the week on Monday, but I like my calendar to run Monday to Sunday. This is inspired by a Pinterest post that I saw. I just run through Pinterest when I'm planning my bullet journal and then take notes of what I like and then kind of make it my own. So here again, you can see my cursive writing, and then I go back and I make my downstrokes a little thicker. My daughter's 7 and she knows that I write in cursive, just in general, I write in cursive, and she's like, Mom, they don't teach cursive writing at school anymore. And I was like, well, that's all right. I'll teach you if you want to learn, but I don't know if she does or not. But she tries to write her name in cursive, which is funny. So again, just to fill it in, I did my hearts first with the pen, with the marker, and then I go over with the pen. I know these pens aren't supposed to smear when you put the marker over top of them, but I still feel like they do. So I'd rather be safe than sorry. Because you can see on the 9th day of the month where I did the highlighter over it, it's a little smudgy, and I don't like that. And then down at the very bottom, I put a little quote about how love is more than a noun, it's a verb. And this is something that I've always thought. It's an action, it's not just a feeling. So moving on it's time for the mood tracker. And this was quite entertaining. I debated whether or not I was going to keep the pencil sketching in here or not. I mean, it's not you can't really see it too well, but you can see my struggle, and especially around like the mouth. I'm making a mason jar basically, but the top of the mason jar was a struggle for me. So even though I had it sketched, I didn't go exactly with this sketch, and I kind of like tweaked it as I went to make sure it was in the center, but it worked out. So don't, like, if you're very worried about making mistakes and messing things up and it looking stupid, like, just don't. I mean, I do worry about that too, but I mean, it's just as long as it's functional and it, like, you like it, that's all that matters. So now I'm filling my mason jar with hearts. So what I did is I sketched out all of my hearts, like fully all of my hearts. And then I went in, and these are going to be overlapping. So some of the pencil lines I went over with the pen, and some of them I didn't. So you can like see up in the top two on the right hand side, there's like a pencil mark from the top right of the second heart in from the right, and that's going to get erased. And they'll just be overlapping, and you can see, I was trying to debate whether I was going to erase or do how I'm going to do my days. I only went with 4 this month because I felt like I did 5 last month and I didn't even use like all 5. So, and then I went in and did my numbers, and then see now on the how it, like, I erased it and you can't really see it, and it's like cool and overlapping. And like, do I think some of my hearts look a little wonky? Yeah, but you know, it's fine. It's gonna work for what I want it to work. Now, watching this back, there are so many, like, I don't know why the camera tries to focus like that. It's so crazy annoying. But I wanted to try something a little bit different with my habit tracker to make it like more interesting. And this is where I went wrong and used pen first and did not sketch this out with my pencil. Like, I had a reference photo on my phone and I was watching it. Like, I kept looking at it and I'm like, yeah, I could do this. I don't need, yeah. Well, then this is the part where I was like, oh no. So it's like overlapping and not adding. So I got my white out. And look, you can't even tell. I mean, you can tell if you're like looking at my journal, like physically in the room, but on the camera, you can't even tell that I did that. Now this one, this second one, the first one, it was bad, but this second one is worse. It's even worse. Look at this. Look. Oh no. 3 different tries. And then I just got over it and I did it again. Oh my goodness. But like, look guys, it's not a big deal. There are ways to fix it. I put the white out on, and I mean, you can kind of see that one because that was a lot of mistakes. But it's not that bad. It's fine. You're probably not going to look at your habit tracker again after the end of the month anyway. So we'll just move on. So then I got wise and I got my pencil and I started doing this way. And then I traced it out, and then I went over it again with the pen, and it worked out. And I feel like it did take, obviously, it took longer. And then I felt like I was like overthinking it. And then I don't know. But I just kept going because I thought this idea of these love letters in these envelopes was kind of sweet and different, and not just a plain Jane blah page like I normally do. I'm trying to push myself, guys. So this, I mean, that one got a little crazy, and I don't know. But it ended up working out. Do you guys like to do habit trackers for the entire month, like on your, like I do, or do you like to do it weekly where you have a mini habit tracker on your weekly spread? I've done it both ways. I think the nice part about doing it for the whole month is that, like you set it up once and you don't have to go back and set it up again. So it's nice not to have it like every week, but then I feel like I'm more inconsistent when it's on a monthly, like on the monthly page. So I'm just putting everything in here and decorating it a little bit like what I'm tracking, and then I'm doing those same like the hearts, and then I'll go back over it with the black pen just to give it a little additional definition. Now my next spreads, this is a gratitude tracker. So something we've been talking about at church is anxiety, and I do suffer from anxiety. It's nothing to be ashamed of. I think this world gives us a lot to handle, and we just got to figure out how to handle it. So at church, we've been talking about anxiety and how to deal with it. And one of the things that we talked about on Sunday was how gratitude is the antidote to anxiety. And this, I mean, I learned this too from reading Brené Brown's book, The Gifts of Imperfection. So check that out if you want to learn more about that. But they said that if you write down 2 things that you are grateful for every day, it'll really, like, it helps battle the anxiety that you feel. So I made a spread where I have like the dailies, like each day listed, and then I have it, and then I split it in half so I can put one on one side of the column and the second thing I'm grateful for on the second side of the column. And it worked out really nice, and I'm excited to get to use this. Since today's February 1st, I get to use it today. So it'll be, hopefully it's very useful, and I'm excited to get to use it. So here I am cutting it in half, obviously. And then I write the title. But this is wrapping up, guys. If you like this, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And I hope to see you guys all next month in March when we're hopefully thinking spring. Have a good one.